People that often feel one way, but they can behave in a manner that contradicts those feelings. This incongruence can be confusing both for the individual and their partner. Imagine you have a disagreement with your partner, though your genuine desire might be to resolve the issue and cement the relationship. On the contrary, you might be defensive, and instead of addressing the problem, you might be avoiding your partner, and you might be hoping that they're going to realize and they're going to regret the pain that they've caused. In another scenario, you might feel the urge to threaten your partner. You might tell them, we're going to break up, let's get a break. Not because you want to end things, but because deeply you yearn for their attention and even their validation. This behavior is quite problematic, as it breeds a lot of toxicity and dysfunction. Instead of fostering understanding and closeness, that's what makes partners drift further apart. If your partner is an emotionally healthy and a secure person, they're not going to understand that you're testing them. And with time, this is going to wear them down, and they might even distance themselves from you. If you're with somebody who is also partaking in these emotional games, that's going to create a vicious cycle where both partners, they're going to be constantly testing and retaliating, and that's going to lead to a relationship where neither person will be feeling safe or even secure. Effective communication is crucial. You need to be able to openly state your needs and your feelings that you have towards your partner. If doing so is overwhelming for them, or if they constantly misunderstand, that could be a sign for you that it's an incompatible relationship. On the other hand, if your partner strives to understand and meet your needs, it can show of a healthy relationship dynamic that it's worth for you to nurture it. Emotional games in relationships, such as testing a person, manipulating them, or waiting for your partner's reaction, that can erode the foundational trust over time. These games, often rife with ambiguity, that can lead to misunderstandings, unnecessary conflicts, and a drain on emotional energy as individuals become mired in deciphering hidden intentions instead of focusing on a constructive dialogue. The benefits of direct, honest communication are manifold. It brings you clarity and understanding, and it eliminates the guessing work, and it can deepen the emotional connection when vulnerabilities are shared without fear and effectively resolves conflicts. Choosing to communicate transparently also indicates a profound respect for one's partner, and that fosters emotional growth as individuals reflect and adapt. While emotional games might offer fleeting satisfaction, genuine open communication is the bond that is best for long-lasting and a fulfilling relationship. I want to relate some of these traits to the Big Five personality theory. People that score high on neuroticism are more emotionally unstable, and they tend to experience feelings like anxiety, worry, and depression more frequently. They might have a harder time processing and communicating their emotions effectively. The behaviors described, such as testing a partner or being unable to openly communicate, it might be more prevalent in those people that have high neuroticism due to their innate emotional reactivity and their own insecurities. Extroverts might seek external validation more, and it could be more prone to testing partners in order to get this validation. The introverts, on the other hand, they might avoid confrontation due to a preference for internal processing. Those that can have lower scores in openness, they might be less willing or able to understand and express their complex emotions, and that leads them to the behaviors described. They might also struggle to understand a partner's perspective, leading the communication all to barriers. And individuals with low agreeableness, they might prioritize their needs over their partners. Possibly, that can lead them to the described emotional games. They might not be as naturally empathetic, and it makes open communication a bigger of a challenge. A person that has low conscientiousness will not be as self-reflective, and they might act on impulse rather than considering the long-term consequences of their own actions that they brought about in the relationship. The anxious, preoccupied attachments is that individual that usually often craves closeness, but they are deeply afraid of rejection or abandonment. These are the people that might test their partners frequently in order to get reassurance. The dismissive avoidant attachment style is that person that might be avoiding direct communication, and they might push their partner away when they're feeling vulnerable or act defensively, as described above. The fearful avoidant has a mix of anxious and avoidant tendencies. They might deeply desire closeness, but they might react defensively or unpredictably when they're feeling threatened or overwhelmed.